That's incredible. For the life of me, I cannot imagine why. But knowing this government as I do, I guess I'm not really shocked. Mr. Cliff, thanks for coming in this evening. I appreciated you answering our questions. Have a great vacation. We'll keep the light on for you here.
I always loved watching the kids play basketball. I still do, even though things have changed. It's funny, they can't find jobs to get their careers started. And I can't afford to retire. And now we're all living together again. I supported President Obama because he spoke so beautifully. He promised change, but things changed for the worse. Obama started spending like our credit cards have no limit. His healthcare law made health insurance even more expensive. We've had stimulus and bailouts. Obama added almost $16,000 in debt for every American. How will my kids pay that off when they can't even find jobs? Now Obama wants more spending and taxes. That won't fix things. I had so many hopes. Cutting taxes and debt and creating jobs. That's the change we need. Tell President Obama to cut the job-killing debt and support the New Majority Agenda at newmajorityagenda.org.
Is the economy getting you down? Are you looking for something to keep the kids busy while you wait in that long unemployment line? Wacko Toys, makers of the Alvin Green for Senator action figure and the Lindsey Graham boomerang, present their newest innovation. It's the Pete Stark Pet Rock.
All right, kids. Check out what's new from Wacko Toys.
Oh, come on, Dad.
Man, this thing is heavy.
That's right. Your Pete Stark Pet Rock comes weighted down with decades of backwards socialist ideas and is cryogenically thickened to the exact mass of your favorite Democratic demagogue's skull. You'll have loads of fun as you sit your Pete Stark Pet Rock in a quiet corner and wait for the next 38 years as it grows dustier and denser with every passing election cycle. Plus, if you act in the next 22 and a half seconds, we'll even throw in the Pete Stark Smartass Answer Pack. The next time some concerned and informed constituent asks you a pesky question about border security or just what the limits of the federal government are, just whip out your pre-marked and indexed smartass answer cards to send back zingers like,
our borders are quite secure, thank you.
And
the federal government, yes, can do most anything in this country.
Yes, indeed. And as an added bonus, if your smartass answer pack doesn't send those contentious questioners scurrying for cover, your Pete Stark Pet Rock is dense enough to be considered a deadly weapon throughout the European Union, North Korea, the People's Republic of China, and the state of California. So be the first person on your block to get the Pete Stark Pet Rock.
Come on, kids. Let's try it out.
So what? It just sits there?
Mommy, Daddy forgot to take his medicine.
Warning, since there are no limits to how far a Pete Stark Pet Rock will go, please make sure you are not in a glass house when throwing one. Wacko Toys not responsible for any physical injury resulting from responses to the Smartass Answer Pack. Used only in public under careful supervision and protection by United States Secret Service agents.
Gotta love the producers. Thanks for those FAW ads. At some point, we hope to actually replace those with income-generating ads. But until such time, we'll continue to try and include those as part of the program. Moving right along, I've come to realize that while I don't personally believe that the president is solely responsible for the mess that we're in, I believe he's doing everything he possibly can to ensure that he is solely responsible for the mess we're going into. Somebody has... Well, let me just ask you this question. Who once said this? America has a debt problem and a failure of leadership. America has a debt problem and a failure of leadership. Well, that was none other than President Barack Hussein Obama on March 16th, 2006. And in the Disingenuousness 101 lesson for today, I think we can see that America does not have a revenue problem. We've been feeding the beast quite well for many, many years. What we have is a debt problem. A debt problem that is a result of a spending problem. Ultimately, it's all about that. And we have a failure of leadership. Now, whether you believe that the Republicans are playing chicken with the fiscal cliff, whether you believe the Democrats are playing games with it, whether you want to blame the president and his bluster and clear unwillingness to negotiate in good faith. Regardless of what position you take on those, at the end of the day, the president is expected to lead. And if you're not smart enough to find a way to bring the two sides together to work towards a common goal, then I would argue you have no business being in the White House. And I don't care whether you're Barack Hussein Obama, George W. Bush, or whoever the president turns out to be. At the end of the day, you're expected to lead. Well, Mr. Obama, America still has a debt problem, and we still have a failure of leadership. Now, I wonder if, of all things, here in the Palmetto State, Lindsey Graham has decided that it's time for him to step up and lead. And I don't mean to imply that he's never stepped up to lead, but Senator Graham, in no uncertain terms, today came out and released a statement critical of President Obama's newest attempt to raise the debt ceiling yet again. Wish I had the clip from President Obama's road tour today, his continuing campaign to try and avoid actually staying in Washington to get the work done, but rather to go out amongst the people who elected him and just carry on and try campaigning. But President Obama on the trail today insisted that he was metaphorically wagging his finger at the Republicans, warning them, do not in any way, shape, or form try and tie the increase in the debt ceiling to spending cuts and whatnot. Again, because that worked out so well the last time. Well, today, Senator Graham released a statement as follows. Mr. President, I will not support increasing the debt limit until we address why we're in debt. I will never vote to raise the debt ceiling unless we produce real structural reforms to save Medicare and Social Security from bankruptcy and prevent our country from becoming Greece. It is now time for you to demonstrate leadership and embrace big ideas in a bipartisan way. America is on an unsustainable path, and to continue borrowing money without addressing our entitlement problems is irresponsible. Senator Graham makes some very good points, and I note that in the course of his message, he didn't say anything about eliminating Medicare. He didn't say anything about getting rid of Social Security. He didn't say anything about preserving taxes for the rich. I think he made a pretty serious and fairly clear statement that we're not going to raise the debt ceiling unless we produce the real structural reforms that are necessary. Solutions, as opposed to rhetoric. And so it's not often that I heap praise upon Senator Graham. I do wonder, however, maybe he's decided this is a time for him to step up and lead. Perhaps he feels that he can instill some fear in President Obama and maybe wake him up and get him to the negotiating table. As for me, I'm a doubting Thomas on this one. Senator Graham has demonstrated time and time again his willingness to compromise principle in pursuit of bipartisanship, very often resulting in quote-unquote solutions that solve nothing and placate the left and capitulate the conservative Republican position. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. And just want to send out a word of encouragement to Senator Graham and ask him to please stay true to the statement you made today. Do not, in any way, shape, or form, vote to increase the debt ceiling until we have in our hands genuine structural reforms to entitlements. Doing anything less is not compromise, it's capitulation. You're listening to the Palmetto Conservative Show here on the Conservative Broadcast Media Network. Stay tuned. We'll be back on the other side of the break. We'll pick it up from there. Please stay with us.